Hey, it's Elizabeth if you're new here. Today I'm going to be doing some healthy homemaking. So we're going to be making a sore throat remedy using some natural herbs, a really easy Bulgarian yogurt, and then I'm also going to show you guys kind of what I've been doing lately for our slow summer breakfast. So this morning we took the kids to the farmer's market and we picked up some local milk, some whole milk to make our Bulgarian yogurt. And then we also picked up some raw honey to make the sore throat remedy along with some plums for our breakfast tomorrow morning to go with the yogurt. So we picked up some of this blackberry honey. So basically what that means is that they confined the bees to a blackberry field before they harvested their honey. I am gonna go ahead and get a batch of yogurt going in my Instant Pot. I want to use the milk that I picked up at the farmer's market to make some yogurt, and then we're gonna have that tomorrow for breakfast. And I like to just do it in my Instant Pot. So I put the milk in the Instant Pot with some of my previous batch of yogurt, just like 1/4 of a cup, and it kind of acts as our starter for the new batch of yogurt. And if you don't already have yogurt that you can either use some from the grocery store, of course. Try to make sure it's organic or grass-fed is even better. Or you can use something like this, which is a starter culture, and you can add this in your first time, and then after that you'll just keep using your same yogurt as the starter. And so I'll have this link down below if you want one of these. This is a Bulgarian one, and you can just throw that in the first time and go through that process. It's pretty easy, but I like to just make mine in the Instant Pot on the yogurt setting. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna let it ferment overnight. How long you ferment it kind of varies, but I like to do mine roughly about 12 hours. I think that gives it good tanginess, and it really helps to multiply all the bacteria that are naturally occurring. So you're just gonna wanna start by putting your Instant Pot on saute mode, and we're gonna scald the milk, and then we're gonna let it cool down. There are exact temperatures that you can do, but I don't really have a thermometer and I don't really care to check it. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball and kind of stick my pinky in and see how it feels. That's how I like to operate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and heat up the inside of the insert and then add in about 1/2 gallon of my milk. Okay, so now my milk has heated up all the way, and I'm gonna let it cool down before I add in the yogurt. That way I don't kill off all of the starter culture and the living probiotics that are in the yogurt already. Okay, so now my milk has cooled and I can stick my pinky in and it doesn't burn me at all. So it's kind of just room temperature and maybe just slightly warm, which is perfect for fermentation because that's what we're doing here. We're fermenting it. And now what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna put it back in your Instant Pot. And then press yogurt. So now it's just gonna ferment overnight, and then once it's done fermenting for however long I want it to, I'm going to let it cool on the counter for an hour or two, and then I'm gonna store it in the fridge. And once you put it in the fridge, it's really gonna set up, and then you can sweeten it up with either honey or maple syrup, and you can even add things like vanilla extract to make it a vanilla yogurt. Okay, so I let the yogurt ferment overnight, and then this morning when I got up I just turned it off, and so it's been sitting on the counter kind of cooling off for a while. So it's pretty cool now, and you can see it's thickened up a good bit, but it's not all the way firm. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the fridge, and you'll just let it sit in the fridge for a few hours, and then it should start to firm up a little bit. It's still gonna be yogurt, but it'll firm up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place these in my jars. So really quickly, I'm going to put together one of my favorite natural remedies for sore throats. So this is a really easy herbal remedy. It only takes 2 ingredients, so it's super easy. Anyone can make it. All you're gonna want is some fresh thyme. I just pulled this out of my thyme plant in the backyard. So if you can get a thyme plant or some fresh organic thyme from the grocery store, that works just the same. And then I also picked up that raw honey. So both of these ingredients work together well because they both have anti-inflammatory properties, and so they're both going to reduce inflammation in your throat, any sore throats or even like wet coughs. So especially with back to school time being right now, this is a great thing that you can make and just have on hand in case you need anything for a little tickle in your throat. So I actually wrote a blog post on this one, so I'll link that down below. But it couldn't be simpler to make this. All we're gonna do is we're gonna put the thyme into our glass jar and cover it with honey, and then we're gonna put it on a sunny windowsill and let that thyme infuse its medicinal properties into the honey. After it's infused for a few weeks, then we're just gonna strain it out, and that is the whole process. So if you're new to making medicinal herb remedies, this is one of the easiest remedies to make, and it's super useful and it's easy to find these ingredients. So give it a try and let me know what you think. I just like to do it in a spoonful and just take a spoonful every now and then. Or another really great way to do it is you can drizzle some in some hot tea, and you could even put this over yogurt. That would probably work as well to get those medicinal properties in. So I just got an order in the mail, and I thought I'd show you guys some things that I like to order online that you can't really find other places. So the first thing is just einkorn all-purpose flour. I like to buy this in the 10-pound size. And then I also like to buy the smaller bags of the 100% organic einkorn whole wheat flour, and I use this in my breads that I make. I use part all-purpose, part whole wheat. And then I'm also gonna get wheat berries whenever they're not sold out, because they tend to be sold out a lot lately. So anyway, I like to use those to bake with. I'll bake cookies with them, I'll bake my breads with them. Really anything you can substitute regular flour for einkorn. It's an ancient wheat and it's a lot more easy to digest, especially if you have gluten issues like I used to. I don't have as many nowadays because I typically only eat einkorn and I don't really have issues with it. So I like to make sure that I'm always stocked up on that. I also got some of this sucanat, which is just whole cane sugar. I bought that primarily because I know fall is right around the corner, and so we typically bake a lot more in the fall and winter, and especially the kids, they love to bake things. So I figured if we could use that whole cane sugar versus just the regular processed sugar or other options, even like maple syrup and stuff, I thought this would just be a good option to have on hand for fall. The last thing I picked up are just my favorite little B vitamin complex. I like this one because it's organic and made with food. So it's food-based vegetables and fruits. Most of us are severely deficient in B1. So I like to make sure that I'm taking a B1 complex. This has B1, B12, B6, and choline and biotin. So this is a really good complex. Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed doing some healthy homemaking with me today. I really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching, and all of your likes and comments are very encouraging to me. So make sure you hit subscribe because I make a new video every week now, and I'll see you there. Bye.